The Young and the Restless reveals Traci Abbott and the truth behind her fake marriage. The secret of Alan Laurent and Martin Laurent love has always been a determining factor in the turning points in the characters' lives. Traci Abbott, one of the key figures in the Abbott family, seemed to have found happiness after many years of emotional turmoil. When she decided to marry Alan Laurent, a man she trusted and loved, everything seemed to be peaceful. But the reality was much more surprising and painful, when Traci was about to face a shocking truth, and her choice of love would be tested once again. The unexpected ending of a seemingly perfect love. Traci Abbott has always been a model of devotion and thoughtfulness. After years of being lost in difficult relationships, she finally found a man she thought would accompany her for the rest of her life, Alan Laurent. With a charming and loving man, Traci believes she has found a safe haven where she will be happy forever. Everything seems to be going smoothly until Traci discovers unusual clues around Alan. Not long after they return to Genoa City together, Traci begins to realize that Alan is not who she thought he was. There is a marked change in his demeanor and behavior, making Traci suspect that the man she is attached to is not the man she has loved for so long. He returns with Traci and acts as if this is the first time he has set foot in the Abbott house, which leaves her confused and worried. Could it be that the man she fell in love with is not the real Alan Laurent? Is this an elaborate game that she has not noticed? The secret behind Martin Laurent's death. Traci's suspicions were quickly confirmed as clues gradually emerged, all pointing to one thing: Alan was really dead, and the man she loved was not Alan, but Martin Laurent, Alan's brother. This truth was even more shocking when Traci learned the mysterious story behind Martin's death. Both Laurent's twins, Alan and Martin, had experienced a major incident in the past. In an accident in France, Martin was believed to have died after saving Alan from a fall from a balcony. Everyone thought that Alan was the only survivor, while Martin was believed to have died. However, the story was not that simple. Martin faked his death and used tricks to return to the role of his brother. In order to reach his target, Martin completely changed his identity, and with just a few small details, such as changing clothes with Alan, he was able to pretend to be his late brother. This meant that the Alan Laurent that Traci was in love with was actually Martin, who faked his death and returned to the role of his brother. Martin Laurent's secret return. When Martin returned to Genoa City under the name of Alan, no one in the Abbott family suspected this change. Just like when Ian Ward faked his death in the past, Martin implemented an elaborate strategy to hide the truth. However, his appearance and strange actions gradually attracted the attention of those around him, especially Traci. She began to notice the abnormality in the attitude of the man she planned to marry, and everything she knew about him gradually became a lie. Martin's return as Alan is a risky move, but understandable, as he cannot abandon his plans and needs to continue living under the name of his late brother. This is further complicated by the fact that Traci, out of love, does not suspect this change, until all the signs of abnormality begin to appear. Traci and the painful awakening. The truth about Alan, or more precisely Martin, will not be easy for Traci to accept. She will face a heavy blow when the love she has for this man turns out to be a lie. Traci has already suffered a lot in love, and she would never have imagined that she would have to face a situation like this. The love she once had for Alan will now be a lie. When the truth is revealed, Traci will feel betrayed, and her feelings will be torn apart. But this is also a wake-up call for Traci. She will have to find herself again and learn to deal with pain she never imagined would come from the person she trusted most. Traci's story is not just a story of love and betrayal. It also reflects the challenges in life that each of us must face. Traci, with all her love and sacrifice, will eventually realize that not all that is shiny is gold. The people she trusted may not always be the good people she thought. In any case, this is a major turning point in Traci's life. This discovery may hurt her, but it will also be an opportunity for her to regain her strength and independence. Love, although important, is not everything. Traci will learn that in life, sincerity and self-respect are more important. She will have to choose her path again, not only in love but also in life. Meanwhile, Martin, or more precisely Alan, will have to face the consequences of his actions. Traci and the Abbott family will certainly not let this go easily, and Martin will pay for what he has done. As for Traci, she will have to choose: continue to be deceived and live in the dark, or step into the light and face the painful truth that she must accept. Traci Abbott is one of the most beloved characters on The Young and the Restless, always carrying a kind and sincere heart. After emotional breakdowns and sacrifices for her family, she finally finds a glimmer of hope when she meets Alan Laurent, the man she thought would accompany her for the rest of her life. Traci, with all her trust and love, thought she had found a happy, peaceful life, but then the truth behind everything that seemed perfect will rudely awaken her, losing faith in the very people she loved and hoped for. Ambiguous love and doubts arise since Traci decided to get engaged to Alan Laurent. She has been living in the belief that she has found true love. After many years of suffering, after many failed relationships, Traci can finally smile when thinking about the future. Alan's image is a wonderful man, always caring, loving her, and they have a plan to live together until the end of their lives. But some strange signs have made her gradually doubt Alan's true character. What will happen when Traci gradually realizes that Alan, the man she planned to marry, is actually not the man she fell in love with? Once again, Traci will have to face pain and disappointment when she realizes that her life is not always what she imagined. What seemed to be the beginning of a new chapter in her life suddenly turns into a nightmare that she never wanted to face. The truth behind Martin Laurent's death for Traci, the truth begins to emerge as she begins to sense strange changes in Alan. One of the biggest events that makes Traci suspicious is when Alan returns to Genoa City with her and acts as if it's the first time he's ever been to the Abbott house. This is really confusing to Traci because she has devoted her time and affection to Alan, but he acts like he's a stranger. What really happened to Alan? And why is the man she loves acting so strangely? Traci will gradually discover a shocking truth: the Alan she loves is actually Martin Laurent, Alan's brother, who faked his death in an accident in France many years ago. Martin was thought to have died in a fall from a balcony, but the truth is different. It was Martin who saved Alan in that accident, and he sacrificed himself to ensure that Alan would survive. But instead of accepting his death, Martin chose to fake his death and used an elaborate trick to deceive everyone, including Traci. By switching clothes with his brother, Martin was able to replace Alan and return to the role of his late brother. When Traci discovered this truth, everything seemed to collapse before her eyes. She had loved and trusted this man, and now she was facing a betrayal too great to understand and forgive. Traci, with her fragile heart, would have to face indescribable pain when she discovered that she had fallen in love with someone who was not Alan, but Martin, a man she had never known. The reason why Traci felt hurt even more was not only because of the betrayal in love, but also because she had let herself trust a man who lied, a man who had built a fake life with her all this time. This truth will make Traci feel like she has nothing left, too much to lose to stand on. What she has given, the emotions she has invested, is now just a cruel game. Many fans of The Young and the Restless have expressed their displeasure and disappointment on social media at seeing Traci face such a painful situation. They feel that the show has made Traci go through too much pain, from failed relationships to having to face an unimaginably elaborate plot. Many feel that Traci deserves happiness, and that it is too cruel for her to have to go through this betrayal. They wonder if The Young and the Restless has gone too far by putting Traci through such a huge shock. Was having her face the switch between Alan and Martin just a dramatic detail to create conflict, but it broke the hearts of fans and Traci? What will Traci do next? While Traci struggles with her feelings of betrayal and the painful truth, she also has to find a way to move on. The discovery of Alan/Martin will certainly make her feel a great loss, but it is also an opportunity for her to reinvent herself and learn to stand up after a great shock. By facing the truth, Traci will have to overcome the pain and find herself again. She will not let herself fall before the lies, and will fight to find faith in life again. Traci deserves a good ending, even though the road ahead will not be easy. The truth about Alan and Martin is not only a great shock to Traci but also a challenge for the Abbott family, when they have to face secrets that they do not know. But no matter what, Traci will never be alone in her journey to find happiness. Traci Abbott and the Painful Truth, a life change or an emotional shock? The Young and the Restless has always been famous for its dramatic plots and complicated relationships. Over the years, Traci Abbott has captured the hearts of fans with her gentle personality and sincere heart. She is the model of an optimistic woman, despite having experienced many heartbreaks in love. But, like many dramatic stories and TV series, when Traci thought she had found complete happiness with Alan Laurent, a big shock was about to strike, forcing her to face a harsh reality. Traci's story is once again associated with pain and betrayal. Traci and lost happiness. Traci Abbott, after many failed relationships, finally believed that she had found true love with Alan Laurent. During their time together, Alan brought Traci the sense of security and happiness that she had been waiting for all these years. Alan, a charming and caring man, made Traci feel that she had found a peaceful place, where love could last forever. But what happened to destroy this love? Traci, in a moment of seemingly peaceful and happy, had to face a sudden change in Alan's behavior. She began to notice unusual changes. Alan's inconsistent actions made her suspicious. She gradually realized that the man she loved might not be the one she thought, and this discovery would change everything in her life. Martin Laurent, the cruel lie. The story behind Alan shocked Traci and the audience more than ever. The truth is that the Alan Laurent that Traci loved was actually Martin Laurent, Alan's brother, who faked his death in a tragic accident in France. In an unexpected accident, Martin sacrificed himself to save his brother, but instead of accepting death, Martin chose to fake his death to replace his brother, returning to the role of Alan. Martin even changed his entire appearance and behavior to deceive Traci and those around him, building a fake life with Traci. When Traci discovered this truth, everything she believed in was shattered. The love she had placed on Alan turned out to be an elaborate deception, causing Traci to face a deep sense of betrayal. This truth would make her feel extremely hurt, because she had fallen in love with someone who was not the person she imagined. Facing Martin, who had pretended to be Alan, would be a heavy blow to Traci's heart. Traci's pain and fans. Although it is known that The Young and the Restless needs to create dramatic situations to maintain the audience's attraction, many fans feel regretful that Traci has to endure being imprisoned in an unnecessary situation. Many people said that the betrayal that Traci had to go through not only broke her heart but also made them feel heartbroken. Traci deserved to be happy, and no one wanted to see her continue to suffer like this. The shocking revelation of Martin Laurent may have been a surprise to viewers, but it's hard not to wonder, was it a cruel decision to break up Traci's love just for the sake of drama? Was it really necessary to ruin Traci's chances at love just to see a few weeks of arguing between Sharon Newman and Phyllis, all while acting as a hostage? This is a big question that many fans are asking themselves. Beth Maitland's outstanding acting ability. While the revelation of Martin may be heartbreaking for Traci and her fans, there's no denying that Beth Maitland, who plays Traci, will have the opportunity to showcase her great acting skills when the truth about Martin is revealed. Maitland has consistently shown her excellent acting ability over the years, and this revelation will certainly allow her to delve deeper into the emotions of Traci. From the pain of betrayal to Traci's struggle to find happiness, Beth Maitland will have the opportunity to show her full talent. The truth about Martin, when revealed, will not only be a shock to Traci but also a major turning point in her story. Maitland will have the opportunity to help Traci overcome this challenge, and the audience will surely witness an emotional and impressive performance. This, at the very least, will be a bright spot in an otherwise painful story. Alan and the predictions of the future. During the time Traci and Alan, or Martin, were together, Alan painted a bright, promising future that he would share with Traci. He predicted a happy life where the two would live together forever, build a family and make beautiful memories. But all those promises now turned out to be lies, when the truth about Martin was revealed. Traci not only lost the man she loved, but also had to face a completely different life, a life she could not have imagined. This discovery is not only a shock to Traci but also a complete change in her life. She will have to learn to accept the truth, face the pain and give up the illusions of a happy future that she had drawn with Alan. But will Traci find the strength to stand up after this shock? Can she continue on the path of finding love and happiness without being haunted by the past? This question will continue to make fans curious and wait for the next developments in Traci's story. The painful but necessary story. Traci's story is a testament to the complexity of love and betrayal. While fans may feel disappointed and heartbroken to see Traci face this betrayal, these are the necessary elements to build a compelling and emotional story. Traci will inevitably experience pain, but it is these challenges that will help her grow and find her own path. With Beth Maitland and her excellent acting ability, viewers can believe that Traci will overcome any challenge, no matter how much suffering she has to face. Although it is a painful ending, it is also necessary for Traci to find true happiness, even if she has to start over. Drama and turning points in relationships are indispensable elements, creating the appeal of the film. Traci Abbott, one of the most beloved characters, is not only a model of a gentle, kind woman but also has a heart full of love. After the pain and failure in love, Traci thought she had found happiness when she met Alan Loran. But that belief will have to face a painful truth, pushing her into a new storm. Traci and the hopeful happiness. Traci has experienced many pains in love, from tearful breakups to broken relationships that have not been healed. After those failures, she found comfort in the love of Alan Loran, a man she trusted, loved and hoped would become her life partner, the one to share the rest of her life. Their moments together were filled with happiness and joy, and Traci believed she had found true love. When Alan proposed marriage, Traci could not have imagined that everything would collapse like this. The promises of a peaceful, happy life together seemed to come true. Alan painted a beautiful picture of the future, where they would have a family, sharing joys and sorrows together. Traci put all her trust in this man, and she felt like she had found her final resting place. The truth comes true, but the truth isn't always pleasant, and Traci is about to face a major shock that she couldn't have foreseen. She begins to sense unusual signs from Alan. Things become increasingly strange when Alan returns to Genoa City with Traci and acts as if it's the first time he's ever stepped into the Abbott home. These changes make Traci suspicious, and she can't help but question what she's facing. And then, the harsh truth is revealed. The Alan Loran that Traci loves is not really Alan. The man she's been with is Martin Loran, Alan's brother, who faked his own death in an accident in France. Martin sacrificed his life to save his brother, but instead of letting his death be a complete sacrifice, he chose to fake his own death and replace Alan to live a new life, completely deceiving everyone around him, including Traci. This truth came like a bolt from the blue to Traci's heart. She had fallen in love with someone who was not who she imagined. Her love for Alan had turned into an elaborate deception, and she faced the ultimate pain when she discovered this betrayal. Traci was hurt, not only because her love was stolen, but also because she trusted someone who was not who she thought. Audience outrage: was this the right decision? Certainly, one of the big issues that viewers of The Young and the Restless could not ignore was the story of Traci having to endure unnecessary suffering. Many fans expressed their dissatisfaction with the show making Traci go through a turbulent love life. The big question is whether it was really necessary to destroy Traci's chances at love just so that the audience could witness the arguments between Sharon Newman and Phyllis, two hostages in a tense situation. Traci having to face this deception is not only a huge disappointment but also a cruel betrayal. The sacrifice and pain that Traci has gone through has left many fans heartbroken. She deserves love and happiness, but instead, the show has put her in a situation full of suffering and tragedy. Was it the right decision by the writers to make Traci suffer so much pain in her love life? Beth Maitland and Christopher Cousins, the great acting couple. While the revelation about Martin may cause Traci to face negative emotions, there is no denying that Beth Maitland, who plays Traci, is a talented actress with the ability to create emotional performances. Traci's moments of pain and despair when discovering the truth will be a great opportunity for Beth Maitland to show off her excellent acting skills. Maitland has proven herself to be a deep actress in her portrayal of Traci, and the harsh challenges she has to go through will make the audience love her even more. Especially the great combination between Beth Maitland and Christopher Cousins, who plays Martin Loran, will definitely bring thrilling and touching moments. The pair have great chemistry on screen, which makes fans even more regretful when the truth about Martin is revealed. because their combination is one of the highlights of the film.